My name is Lou. I'm a respiratory doctor working in the UK.
All my inpatients are patients who have coronavirus. We're almost never at work at the same time. It's kind of lonely. I find it hard to sleep sometimes the night before going back to work. I think it's tough on family members of healthcare staff because, this is our job that we chose, but our families didn't necessarily choose it.
Because I get exposed to patients with coronavirus every day, my wife and I have been self-isolating at home, so we've been for social distancing at home.
Life has changed dramatically for them. They're kind of thinking, will this be the day that my partner or my wife gets the virus?
We sleep in different rooms, and we have made a new entryway to the house. So I can now enter the house directly through my bedroom window, through this scaffolding.
There were some people happened to be putting up scaffolding for a neighbour whose roof was being done, and so Ivy went and asked them whether they could put up scaffolding outside. And when she explained that it was for someone who works in the NHS and works with COVID patients, they had it up within half an hour and they absolutely refused to take any payment for it. Lovely gesture of goodwill from them as well.
Nice view from up here.
I'm really appreciative that people are recognising the importance of healthcare and other key workers. And I want that kind of recognition and appreciation to continue and not just be a kind of a thing of now.
Dr. Anning joins us from her hospital in Torquay, England, which is a seaside town about 3 hours outside of London. I am tearing up. I feel like we're friends. I called you Dr. Anning. I want to call you Lou because I think of you as a friend now watching that video. You've said it's been a long time since you had a hug, that it would be nice to have one. You're working long hours. We know the amount of stress you're under. How are you holding up, Lou?
You're absolutely right. It has been a really stressful time. I think, the stress started before the virus got here with just the preparation. And I remember saying it felt like we were in this tiny boat in the middle of a huge sea, watching a massive storm coming towards us with no idea if the boat was going to manage to ride the waves. And so the stress built from really early. And, I'm just incredibly grateful to the team I have around me, because without them, it would be even harder.
I know, just the way you described it, the visual of it, being in this huge body of water and alone and knowing this storm is coming, but this helplessness. And that's what I hear from people here in the States that I've interviewed, whether it's a business owner or a mom who's now having to homeschool her child because the schools have closed down. It's that sense of helplessness that makes this universal. Now, I'm intrigued by the fact that your Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, and even Prince Charles tested positive for COVID-19. The Prime Minister, in fact, was just released from the hospital. Do you think that changed the conversation in England and made people wake up to the fact that anyone could be affected by this, even the wealthiest?
I think absolutely. People are very affected by human stories. And so, people were seeing Boris Johnson every day at his daily briefings. And in his personal behaviour, he had been slightly variable, maybe, in how seriously he was taking the virus. And so I think for him to get it has really made everyone realise, actually, this is a virus that can affect anyone. And with how very sick he got as well, I think that has made people realise the severity of the illness it can cause.
I know one day you'll have to take that scaffolding down outside of your bedroom. I think you should keep a little piece of it, a little memento in the box when we get on the other side of this. Your neighbors, someone put it up for free when they were getting work at your neighbor's home. You say that there have been several acts of kindness, random acts of kindness from neighbors during this crisis.
Yeah, that's right. I've been really lucky. My neighbors have been great. I mean, speaking of the scaffolding, one morning there was a box of chocolates and a thank you card hanging on the scaffolding. A neighbour sent us a really nice dinner for Easter Sunday dinner. We've had brownies baked. One of my neighbour's kids made me like a keychain with a Superman logo on it. There's just been loads of people and loads of little things, just, offering to pick things up at the shops and things. And probably the slightly strangest but very much appreciated present of one of our neighbours giving us some horse manure for the garden, because in a time where funny things there's been no compost to be had, and we wanted to do some gardening. So actually, horse manure was a really nice gift.
I've lived on this planet 49 years. I've never heard someone happy to get that as a gift, but you know what? I love it. I love it. Little acts of kindness adding up to a lot of love. Well, listen, we're sending love to you, Dr. Anning, and to the entire team. They're working tirelessly at the hospital there. So we applaud you and thank you again.
Thank you.